Good morning, guys. Anjani Kumar here, dealing instrumentation subject for our final year electrical students. Right, till now we have successfully completed our concept regards digital voltmeters, different types of digital voltmeters that we started in our previous sessions. In that we discussed about counter type digital voltmeter and successive approximation type digital voltmeter. Right, so now today we are going to discuss about the ramp type digital voltmeter. Right, so you know about the counter type. What is the drawback that are eliminated from the counter type? We developed the DVM called the successive approximation type digital voltmeter. Right, in a counter type, so what is the drawback? There will be an n-bit counter will counts the number of clock pulses, so that will display on a digital screen. Right, in a counter type there will be a 2 power n minus 1 clock pulses that we required. Alright, so that means if you use a counter type, but suppose if you want to find out 4 volts, so for this how many clock pulses means you start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that you have to perform. If it is a 5 volts, again it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So like that there will be a 2 power n. If it is n is number of bits, if n is 3 bits, 3 bit data, it require a 2 cube minus 1, that is nothing but 7 clock pulses that we required. So it's very difficult for us to generate this much amount of clock pulses from oscillators, right? So in order to avoid whatever the drawbacks that in counter type, so there will be another DVM called successive approximation type DVM. Right, so in this DVM, how many clock pulses that required? Only n clock pulses that required. Right, n is a number of bits. If it is a 3 bit, you require 3 clock pulses only. Right, so very fast response. In our counter type, it's required 2 power n minus 1 clock pulses, means whatever the time required to get the digital output is very high. Right, if it is a 4 clock pulses in a successive approximation, 4 bit means 4 clock pulses only that required. Alright, so what is the main difference between a counter type and successive approximation means? In a successive approximation type digital voltmeter, you have a resistor called successive approximation resistor. Right, so what is the function of this resistor means? The first, so whatever that, how many bits, if it is a 3 bit data that you take, right, in a starting the MSB bit will be set. Right, so in starting, what is the starting bit? 0, 0, 0, but from the successive approximation register will make that MSB bit is set. That means MSB bit is 1. So starting MSB bit is 1 and remaining bit is 0. Actually 0, 0 undali, but successive approximation register make my MSB bit 1 starting. Right, after that, so there will be 2 options will be present. If it is 1, 0, 0 means there will be 2 options. Your comparator will compare what is a Vin. Vin is nothing but applied voltage, whatever the voltage that you want to find it from analog signal to digital data. Right, and one more chances is Vin less than Vd. So V is nothing but a digital output, that is, this is analog output that is coming out from the counter. Why we are taking digital to analog converter means, so comparator will always perform only analog inputs. So that's why we are converting whatever the digital data that is coming out from the counter to analog information. Alright, if Vin greater than Vd, what is the condition? You have to set the next bit itself. You don't want to take any chances on the previously set bits, right? So previously set bit same and set the next bit. So that should be G. like this. Right, next bit you are going to set. If V in less than BD, so what's the condition? So you have to reset the previous bit and set the next bit. That's it. Previous bit set bit ND1. So you have to reset the previous bit and set the next bit. This is the condition. Again you will get. So this way the algorithm will be placed in a successive approximation type registers. Right? So this is the algorithm representation of a successive approximation register. We clearly explained in our last session with an example also. If you have any doubts regarding this, you just go through that last session. With that you will get clear idea. Right? Now we are going to discuss about another digital voltmeter called ramp type digital voltmeter. Alright, so why we are calling as ramp type? So we have a ramp generator. So we are using ramp generator for whatever the analog signal which is converted to digital signal. We are using a ramp generator. So that's why we are calling these type of digital voltmeters. We can call it as a ramp type digital voltmeter. Right? Nothing is there. Simple in construction. I'll draw the block diagram. After that I'll explain each block. Then I explain the operation of a digital voltmeter, ramp type digital voltmeter. Right? First I'll write the block diagram here. Nothing, simple in construction, right? Right? So nothing is, it's a simple in construction. So blocks may be different blocks, but the operation purpose, it's very easy. Right? So it will be take time to draw all these things, right? So whatever the DC input that you will give, DC or IC, whatever it may be, this is the ground. So this is called ranging and attenuator. Right? So this is a comparator. So this is called input comparator. Right? So this is called a ramp generator. So I said earlier, so ramp generator, the help of ramp generator, you are converting whatever the analog data into digital form. That's it, right? This is sample and hold circuit. I'll explain why we are using this type of sample and hold circuit means. So this is minus, so this we can call it as a ground. So this is called gate. So this is called oscillator. Right? It will generate the clock pulses. Right? So this is a counter. Right? So this is a display, digital display. So if it is a 3-bit, so there will be a 3-bit display. So binary digital. Right? So nothing is there. So this is a simple block diagram. See, so ramp type generator, which is having a ranging and attenuator block, to input comparator, we can call it as a ground comparator. So how many comparators? 2 comparators. So that is called input comparator and ground comparator. One ramp generator, which is connected to a sample and hold circuit, right? And one oscillator, it will generate the clock pulses. I'll explain each and every block, no doubt about that. After that, the gate signal. So gate is there. If it is open, these clock pulses will enter. If it is closed, these clock pulses will stop. But after that, the counter will count the number of clock pulses. So that number of clock pulses will be displayed on the screen. I hope it's clear. Nothing is there. Right? So what is the function? Whatever the input, so whatever the voltage that you are converting into digital form, whatever the analog voltage that you are converting into digital form, so that can be applied to the ranging and attenuator. Ranging and attenuator is nothing but amplifier and attenuator. Right? One end of the amplifier should be, one end of the ranging attenuator circuit, which is grounded. See. So why we are calling as a ranging and attenuator means whatever the input that you are giving your analog signal, it might be low or it may be high. If it is low, it's very difficult for us to convert from analog data to digital form. Hope it's clear, right? If it is low, we require amplifier. It should amplify, then it will convert. Right? If it is too high, it's very difficult for us to convert a digital form. So that's why we require attenuator to reduce the length, to reduce the magnitude of the given input signal. So that's why we are using a ranging and attenuator circuit over there. Alright? So whatever the output that coming out from the ranging attenuator circuit, which is given to the comparator. So it is nothing but input, right? Whatever the input, analog input that is coming out from the ranging and attenuator, which will enter into the input comparator. So you know about the comparator. So when the comparator will work, so comparator which is having a positive and negative signal, right? Positive and negative signal. So it will send the signal when positive signal always greater than the negative signal. So then only this comparator will work. Hope it's clear, right? So whatever the comparator, the positive signal which is connected to the input, so from the ranging and attenuator circuit, so nothing is there. This is just amplifier or attenuator, that's it. Right? Whatever the input coming out from the ranging attenuator will enter into the comparator. Right? So another end of the comparator, that is called a negative signal. So that is connected to ramp generator. We have a ramp generator, so that will generate the ramp signal. So whatever the ramp signal, whatever it may be, so it will generate the ramp signal. So it will enter into the ramp signal. Alright. So why we are calling a ramp generator means you are generating a ramp signal. Right. So whatever the one end of input, that is called a negative end, which is connected to the ramp generator. Right. So when the input comparator will work, so definitely whatever the input signal which is greater than the ramp signal, so then only this comparator will work. So input which is greater than the ramp, right? So then only this comparator will work. Always the positive signal which must be greater than the negative signal, then only the input comparator will work. Right? So if input which is greater than the ramp signal, alright, I'll explain with the graph, no doubt, but just assume, right? If input signal which is input signal which is greater than the ramp signal, so then this comparator will send a signal, right? Set. So then this comparator will send start signal, right? So if it is input is greater than the ramp signal, then only this comparator will send a signal. So that signal you can call it as a start. Whenever the start signal enter into the gate will open, right? So gate opened. So whenever the gate open, whatever the clock pulses from the oscillator, these clock pulses will enter, right? These clock pulses will move, right? Move to the counter, right? So what is the function of the counter? The counter will count the number of clock pulses from oscillators, right? So whatever the counter which counts the number of clock pulses, that will send to the digital display, right? In that LED screen, how many clock pulses? If it is a 3 clock pulses, the 3-digit form is going to be displayed. If it is a 4 clock pulses, 4-digit form is going to be displayed, right? So up to what time the gate will be opened? So that's our aim, right? Even depends on input signal, right? So up to where, up to what time your gate is open, right? We have a ground comparator. So what is the function of a ground comparator? So whatever the ramp input, the same ramp input which is also applied to the ground comparator, right? One end positive which is connected to the ramp input, right? Negative which is connected to the ground value. You know about that, how when this comparator will work. Whenever the ground, so whatever the ramp generator which is greater than the ground comparator, this will work, nothing happened, this will work and gate will open, right? So whenever the ground comparator will greater than the, whenever the negative which is greater than the positive, that means ground which is greater than the given ramp input, right? So then definitely it will send a stop signal to the gate. So hope it's clear, right? Whenever it sends the stop signal to the gate will close and it will stop the clock pulses that is entering from the oscillator to the counter. So that means there is no counter, there is no counting purpose, right? So whenever the gate is closed, the counter will stop the counting, the digital form is going to be displayed, right? So one more signal which is enter, right? One more signal which is enter into the sample and hold circuit, right? So the counter, counter stops the counting and sample and hold circuit will send a ramp generator. It will generate another ramp signal for fresh value of analog voltage to convert a digital form. It will send signal 1 to generate a ramp signal, another ramp signal for a fresh value of analog to digital voltage conversion. So this is how the working of a ramp type digital voltmeter. I hope it's clear, right? I just want to explain one more time. See carefully. Right? So why we are calling a ramp type generator means whatever. So we are using a ramp generator. Ramp type DVM means we are using a ramp generator for conversion of your analog signal into digital form. That's why we are calling as a ramp type generator, ramp type digital voltmeters, right? Here we are having two input comparators. So to one input comparator and ground comparator, one oscillator, one ramp generator, one gate signal, one counter and display. Alright. Now whatever the input, either AC or DC, which is given to the ranging and attenuator circuit. Alright. So what is the function of ranging and attenuator means? If input signal is very less, right, it's very difficult to convert. That's why you can increase, amplifies the signal, right? If input is too high, it's very difficult to bear a digital meter. So that's why we need to reduce with the help of attenuator. So for this we have a block called a ranging and attenuator circuit. So whatever the output, that is nothing but input that you are giving. So either increases or decreases, but input is the input, right? So that input is given to the comparator, input comparator. So input comparator which is having two inputs. First input, the positive input is my input, our input which is converted to analog to digital form, and another input that is negative input, so which is connected to the ramp generator. So whatever the ramp generator which is connected to the input comparator. So how the comparator will work? Whenever the positive signal greater than the negative signal, this input comparator will work. Otherwise it is a reset condition. If it is okay, it will be set signal. If it is not okay, it will be set 0 signal. That's it. So whenever input which is greater than the ramp signal, ramp generator nunchi ramp signal vastundi kada, if input is greater than the ramp signal, it will set the signal start signal to gate. So what happened when a start signal is applied, so your gate is opened, right? Then whatever the oscillator will generate the clock pulses, it will directly enters to the counter. So what is the function of a counter? The counter will counts how many clock pulses, right? So it will gives to the digital display how many clock pulses. If it is a 3 clock pulses, it will display the 3-digit form. If it is 4 clock pulses, it will display the 4 digits form. Whatever it may be, binary form will be displayed. Up to what? Up to when your gate is open. That means we have another comparator. So what is that comparator? We can call it as a ground comparator. So in it, which is having a 2 inputs. So that is first input which is given to the ramp input, another input which is given to the ground. Here also, if positive which is greater than the negative, this won't work. This will work. It will send signal, okay, gate is open always. Whenever the ground voltage which is greater than the ramp input, that means your negative which is greater than the positive, then it will send a signal called stop signal to the gate. Then definitely the gate will close. Then there is no clock pulses from oscillator to the counter, right? So then the counter will stop and gives the signal, okay, this is the final end. You have to display your digital form corresponding to the given analog input. That's it. So when the counter stops, one more signal which is entered to the sample and hold circuit. Okay, sample and hold circuit, you just give signal to the ramp generator. You have to generate another ramp signal for another input. Thus that input output is displayed. Right, if there is any another input, the sample and hold circuit will send a ramp generator. You have to generate another ramp signal. Like that the ramp type DVM will work. I hope it's clear. Alright, I'll explain with graphical representation, right? Waveform representation. It will be very helpful for you. Alright. Right, so this is my input signal. Like assume this is my input signal, so that is called V input. Right, so now this is my ramp signal. Right, so this is my ramp signal. Right, so this is my ground. Okay, you just assume this is a ground level. Right, so here you are having a 2 points. Right, I'll explain how it will be. Alright, now so here this is the input, so this is your ramp signal. Alright, so now it is a gate current, gate signal. Alright, so one more signal is a clock signal. Right, see, up to this portion, right, your input which is less than the ramp signal. Hope it's clear. Listen to understand. This is the input signal. Which one is high? Your ramp signal is high or input signal is high? So definitely the ramp signal is here up to here. You will see your input is this, your ramp signal is this. Alright? Right, up to here you will see your input signal is this one and your ramp signal is this one. That means your input signal which is less than the ramp signal. So we'll see V input which is less than the ramp signal. So then what happened? So definitely you have any gate open? There is no gate open. So that means you don't have any gate, should be closed up to the position. So whatever the gate, that should be closed position. Right? So when the gate is open, your input signal which is greater than the ramp signal, so then only your gate should be open. From here you will see here to here. This is your input signal. Is there any? So this is your input signal. This is your ramp signal. So definitely your input signal which is greater than the ramp signal, right? It's in a downwards. This is your input signal. Input signal which is greater than the ramp signal. This is a ramp, this is the input. Input which is greater than the ramp signal. So then definitely your gate is open. Right? Now in this portion, your input greater than the ramp. So then the gate is open. Right? Now the gate is open. Right? So when the gate is closed, right? Here you will see this is your ground signal and this is your ramp signal. Right? Your ground is greater than. See, here this portion you will see your ground is greater than the ramp. So that means ground greater than the ramp. Right? Your ground, this is your ground, this is the ramp. The ground signal which is greater than the ramp signal. Then it will send a signal to gate. You will stop the gate pulses. Now, so this portion you will stop the gate pulses. Hope it's clear. Nothing is there. Right? So when the gate is open, your oscillator will give clock pulses to the counter. Right? You will see. So this oscillator, you will see. This is a clock pulses signal. Right? So it will generate the clock pulses. It will allow the clock pulses. Right? So the counter will count how many clock pulses. So that will give the display. Hope it's clear. Nothing is there. I'll explain one more time. So this is my input signal and this is my ramp generator. It will generate the ramp signal. Okay. First input comparator is there. So when the input comparator will work, whenever the input which is greater than the ramp signal, so then only the gate will open. See, up to this portion, whatever the input which is less than the ramp signal is high and input signal is low. So is there any gate open? There is no gate open. So that means the gate is closed. Right? From here you will see your input is higher and ramp is lower. So this is a ramp signal. This is your input signal. So input is higher, your ramp is lower. So in that portion, your input comparator will send a start signal to the gate. So the gate should open. So that means the gate should open. So up to when the gate is open, that means you have another comparator, that is called a ground comparator. So ground comparator, whenever the input, that means ramp, this is ground, right? If ground is greater than ramp, but if the ground is greater than ramp, it will send stop signal to the gate. So that then the gate will close. See, this is the ground, this is a ramp. That means your ground which is greater than the ramp signal. Your ground, this is a ground. See, this is the ground, this is the ramp. So ground which is greater than the ramp. Then what happened? Your comparator will send a stop signal to the gate. So then definitely what happened? Your gate will close. So then the gate will close. Alright. So when the gate is open, your oscillator will send a clock pulses to the counter. Right? Your oscillator will send a clock pulses to the counter. Right? So the counter will count how many clock pulses is there. Right? That clock pulses that can be a display on the digital LED screen. If it is a 3-bit form, if it is a 4-bit form. Right? So whenever the gate is closed, your counter will send a signal to the sample and hold circuit. It will set the sample and hold circuit. Right? Set the sample and hold circuit to 1. So you have to ramp generator. You should generate another ramp signal for another input voltage. For the given this input, the output is displayed. If you have any other output, another input, you have to generate another ramp signal. So that is a function of a ramp generator. I hope it's clear from my side about the whole thing of a ramp generator. Right? So definitely, what is the advantages of a ramp generator? So, right, which is a more accurate, not that much accurate, more resoluted, somewhat accurate, right? So you don't have that much time for generation. You have to time taken for ramp generation itself, right? It's very not a complicated circuit, simple circuit, right? So these are the advantages, not that much, but you have to see. So high resolution, simple circuit, simple operation, right? So that means it depends on a ramp generation, right? So what are the disadvantages? You will say that the ramp generator, if it is a linearly, you get the linear relationship, right? Always depends on a ramp signal. If it is a non-linear, so definitely you won't get that type of a result, because you don't know whether which one is high, which one is low. So that is a main drawback. So if it is a linear only, it will work. Otherwise, not it will work. That means it not that much accurate instrument, accurate digital type voltmeter. Right. I hope it's clear from my side about clear explanation for ramp type digital voltmeter. I don't want to explain one more time because it should make clumsy for you. Right? If you want to listen, you just rewind the video and start from beginning. It will be clearly understand. Right? So this is a waveform representation. The relation when input output, when given input, how you are getting your digital display. This is a block diagram representation. I hope it's clear. In the next, thank you for now. In the next session, we are going to discuss very important dual slope or integrated type digital voltmeter. Right, that is more accurate instrument among all other digital voltmeters. Right, so that's why it is very important. Right, somewhat difficult in operation itself. Right. So thank you for now. So we'll see dual slope integrated DVM in our next session. Thank you very much.